Dan Snyder is the worst owner in professional sports, in American professional sports at least. And that's not that's not me trying to be demeaning. That is just the truth. Objectively, I think he is the worst owner in professional sports. Now, because of that, no, sorry. And the reason I think that is because Dan Snyder has just been followed by scandal after scandal after scandal. Think about it. And that's why the NFL owners are trying to vote him out. And we'll talk about it just now. Anyway, so like I said, Dan Snyder, owner of the Washington Commanders, could be on his way out of the NFL after multiple anonymous GMs have come out in this USA Today report saying that there's growing frustration and they are counting the votes, to quote them, to vote him out of the league. Now, some backstory behind this. Dan Snyder, of course, he is no stranger to scandal. There was the long-standing scandal of the team name that was racist that Dan Snyder defended for over almost 2 decades until they finally were forced to change it. And then on top of that, you have the allegations of sexual assault against many in the top brass of the Washington football team. On top of that, you have this new development that Dan Snyder may have been hiding funds, hiding money, hiding revenue from both the taxman, the IRS, and the NFL alike. That is not something that I think he could have survived. Like, here's the thing. We live in a weird world. We live, you could say, in a terrible world where the thing that would get you in the most trouble is not having a racist name for your franchise and deciding not to change it after being pushed by many people in that group who feel marginalized and who feel offended. No, that's not what's going to get you kicked out of the NFL. And it's not even going to be allegations from former cheerleaders that they were essentially being touted out. I don't even know how to say that without in an appropriate way. The allegations by those women who felt like they were put into positions that they didn't deserve to be with very powerful people. That's not going to get you kicked out of the NFL. What's going to get you kicked out of the NFL is hiding money. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. For better or worse, and I think it's worse, people, it is a business. And look, for anyone who wants to say this shouldn't be what Dan Snyder gets kicked out for, you're absolutely right. But one thing we can all agree on is that Dan Snyder deserves to be kicked out of the National Football League. He has brought nothing, him and his regime have brought nothing but shame, absolute shame to the NFL. And look, there's a lot of shame to go around with these owners, but Dan Snyder really takes the cake. You don't believe me? Look at what his peers are saying. An anonymous owner in the USA Today report said, quote, "There's growing frustration about the Washington situation and not over one issue, but over how much smoke there is." They went on to say, "I think everybody's tired of it." Another NFL owner, anonymously in the USA Today report, says, if the financial stuff happened, I think that's the nail in the coffin. We're counting votes. They are counting votes to boot Dan Snyder out of the league. These are owners in a legitimate sports report. By the way, in case you're wondering, removing Snyder as NFL owner would require 24 votes among NFL owners. That's about 3/4 for those of you who are wondering. It's possible. It's very possible. Because you're already getting the sentiment from the public that they're sick of him. You're getting sentiment from the commissioner that they're sick of him. You're getting sentiment from the media that's sick of him. And now you're getting sentiment from the owners that are sick of him. Dan Snyder deserves to be kicked out of the NFL. He deserves to be banished for what he's done. And I'm not saying, here's the thing. I'm not saying, Dan Snyder, that you've done anything that hasn't been reported on, that hasn't been already alleged. This is all public stuff, Dan Snyder. So don't shoot me with a cease and desist. It's just the truth. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And one thing that we cannot deny is that all of these scandals have brought the NFL into a worse light than it was already in. Somehow they were able to accomplish that. Somehow this regime was able to accomplish that. And for anyone out there who wants to defend Dan Snyder, who wants to say who wants to be a snowflake and say that, well, he gave up power. Guess what? He's still the owner of the team. Dan Snyder does not deserve, in my opinion, to own an NFL franchise. He has proven that he is nothing but incompetent in that position. It's over. It's over. We all need to accept it. It hasn't worked. Should Dan Snyder be worried? Absolutely. Should the owners vote to do this? Absolutely. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.